The idea of finishing here. So a castle is something both that protects and holds something special, and at the same time is something from where you expand. Like they've been explaining yesterday and today, this was like a hold, like a strong point from where they tried to reconquer, whatever, something, I'll say bad, like Muslims were around. And, so you try to reconquer that. So as we approach the end of our pilgrimage, we've been, thinking about this, discussing about this for almost a year now, having all these Zoom sessions and suggesting all these different things. It's very important to, to realize in, 3, 4 hours, 5 hours, you're going to be back to more or less your normal life, and then you're going to, take a plane and go back home, and, So the idea is first to protect whatever the essence you think you have gathered. If you could take something from this besides, the lovely friendship and the time together and, maybe a couple of pounds of whatever Spanish food you are holding on to, my suggestion or my, let's say my request would be that you hold this experience of presence, and this kind of, at least this conception of holding in your heart, like the grail in your heart. So the fortress protects something that is unique, and that unique is that holy grail. So this experience of just being present in the moment and being able to hold love in your heart, whatever it is that comes, That doesn't mean, you will not be challenged and you might not lose your temper, but it means that the things will keep coming and you will become more resilient in a way, more loving, kinder. And when something happens, you will recover quicker, yeah. So that in terms of the pilgrimage, it doesn't matter which pilgrimage you do. In terms of the practice, it doesn't matter what you do. The goal, it's not, any, telepathy or, like psychic powers or being able to fly. Those things for sure would be fun. But the goal is always to develop a more loving heart. So the castle is protecting the love in the heart, and at the same time, the castle is giving you this strength to solidify, to stabilize whatever you have experienced, and then to keep expanding that into areas of your life where that love was not reaching. So this was a Christian hold, and around were Muslims, So, from here they fought, and then, so this was a Christian, and it has nothing to do, I'm just using the example because, it's the location. So, this was the reach of the castle, and now it was like this, and now it was like this. So where in your life, that presence, that love, that joy, it can continue expanding, So if you live from here just feeling a bit kinder, that the pilgrimage has been a tremendous success, If you feel from here just having this ability to be more understanding, more patient, a bit more generous. This was the aim of the pilgrimage, the inner pilgrimage. It has nothing to do with, we love to come to these places and to feel the energies and to, talk about directions and angles. But ultimately, it has to be about becoming kinder, more loving, more understanding. In the US, we have it's being an interesting year that is going to develop for the next few months with the politics, all this. So when you see the famous politician on TV, either or, whatever you like if you watch TV, and you see the other one, so the pilgrimage should be able to make you more patient, more loving, more understanding, more generous. Yeah? Whatever in your life, you have to do things that you don't like to do so much, but you have to do them regardless. Can you find joyful effort? So this is the purpose of the pilgrimage is that. So this idea is the fortress. So this is why I wanted to. This is the before last stop, and then the final stop. We're going to go to a place that I really love very much, the Colegiata of Bolea, which is just like a homage to Mother Mary. So because even with our best effort, we all need grace. I need grace. I need so much grace every day because if it was up to me, So we put ourselves out there, we do all these things, and then we realize, oh, wow, if I could be a bit of a better person, And then we, again, we have different predilections in terms of what practices we like to do. I'm very happy doing all these, practices where I do all these prayers. I love it, it's very fun. So Juan is obviously much more direct in some things, and so, whatever works for you. But I like to go to the Colegiata of Bolea to just pray to Mother Mary, and we as a group find this grace, and just all sentient beings, find this realization that, this is fleeting, and if we can get along, it's going to be much more enjoyable. Yeah. So okay. So that's just to say something that I think is important. In temples, there's you can do infinite number of things. There's no end, but there's a practice that is called the mini labyrinth that you can do in a temple. So especially here where we can enter through the north door. Okay. So then you enter through the north door. You'll stop right there, and then very slowly you walk. You can do 1, 2, 3 stops, whatever you feel, and you feel what Juan was been showing. Like the energy will naturally have a tendency to rise through the central channel. If you go slow, you'll start noticing with all the work we've been doing, you might, whatever, the mind will become quieter, let's say. So this has a meaning, even though this is a temple, inside the temple there's also different layers. So once you reach a step like this, you're almost ascending a little bit more into finer energies, the energies of the apsis. So you'll stop there, and just for a moment, just activate this awareness, activate love in the heart, and then you walk up. You can stop for a moment, and then you walk around the apsis very slowly, and then you'll walk out, and the same thing. So now you have touched the heavens, let's say, and you're going to go back to the earth. So if here you came up with love, going down, you remember to go down with humbleness. Yeah? This is one of the issues with spiritual practices. We might have some insights, and then we're better than others because we had this, and you saw angels, and you heard a message, and you want to tell everybody, just keep to yourself. There's no point. It's like a dream. You had this great dream, and you want to tell, and you're telling me your great dream, and I'm like, I just want to have my coffee. Okay? No, it was an example. You can tell me your great dream if you want, but these things you're super psyched, and for other people are like, yeah, whatever, So you go down, and then we'll walk down to the south door, and then again you stop for a little bit, and then you walk down to the center. This is not a normal church. Like, this is a very remote, random place up in the mountains. This is a massive, beautiful church, just by looking at the dome, So you kind of will stand in the middle of the dome, and again, everything that Juan has been sharing, and also Iñaki, So you're going to feel grounded, you're going to feel connected, you're going to feel this sense of clarity and well-being. Okay? So you have to remember all this. It's a joke.
Just one thing. Maybe to be more comfortable, you can let your rucksack over there.
Your backpacks, you can leave anything you want.
Yeah.
And all this happens, it took me longer to explain that probably will take you to do. But this is a very beautiful thing. Then you can use this in any temple you go. It's called a mini labyrinth.